Right. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 is a landmark piece of federal legislation that was signed into law on August 6, 1965 by President Lyndon Johnson. African Americans were guaranteed the right to vote under the 15th Amendment, but faced many obstacles to exercise this right. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 outlawed the discriminatory voting practices adopted in many Southern states after the Civil War, including literacy tests as a prerequisite to voting. It also provided for federal oversight of voter registration in areas where less than 50% of the non-white population had not registered to vote, and authorized the U.S. Attorney General to investigate the use of poll taxes in state and local elections. The 24th Amendment made poll taxes illegal in federal elections, and poll taxes were banned in state elections in 1966 by the U.S. Supreme Court case, Harper versus Virginia State Board of Elections. Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights leaders were present at the ceremony when the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was signed. The Voting Rights Act had an immediate impact. By the end of 1965, 250,000 new Black voters had been registered, and by the end of 1966, only 4 out of the 13 Southern states had fewer than 50% of African Americans registered to vote. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was readopted and strengthened in 1970, 1975, and 1982.